nothing. This is Taysom Hill, and just behold.
And this is a challenge, though, because he gets on the field, and you're like, how do we play against them? The Bucks look like they had no plan for it. He leaps over to the defenders. He created some big plays at the quarterback spot last night for this offense.
And now they're in the red zone, and Brees is back in the game, and on a second down, that's Emmanuel Sanders. It's 21-0.
That's called getting worn out. Just a ridiculous route by Emmanuel Sanders. Dives in, comes out. Huge start for the Saints offense.
And then it gets worse for Tampa Tom. This one is deflected. This one is picked.
This is a BBB. Bad break, bro. This is just a screen pass. Get the defensive lineman's hands down. Offensive lineman. Easy interception for the Saints defensive front.
And would it lead to a touchdown? Of course it would. Kamara takes it in. Dan, it's 28-0.
And I'm sitting there looking at my wife going, what is going on right now? I thought it would be a better game than that.
And then here's Brady right before the half trying to make something happen. It just couldn't go worse. 31-0 New Orleans at halftime. Third quarter, same score. After forcing a Saints turnover, Brady looking for Gronk in the end zone. Rex, did he ever drop one like this when you coached against him?
No, he did not, Greeny.
He's not the best analyst in the business for nothing, folks. That's Gronk. Drops one there.
It's a yes or no answer.
Brady frustrated. Brings up a 4th and goal. Brady again.
But this is a terrible play call, Greeny. Back-to-back goal line fades. Like, come on, we've got to be better than that in Tampa. Get more creative in your goal line stuff.
New Orleans, a statement win.
We have to go back and look in the mirror, coaches, players, everybody, just from yesterday to today, and another where we go 3 and out and then give up a touchdown. Second half, I thought we got to turn over and we don't score a touchdown. I thought that kind of was the end of it right then and there. And I have to give New Orleans credit. They kicked our ass in every phase.
Well, that's about an accurate assessment of the situation. And according to our analytics, last night's game was enormous. Wow. Take a look at the consequence of it. Basically, it flips. Before the game, the Buccaneers had a 72% chance to win the division. Now, New Orleans, a 70% chance to win the NFC South as they have swept the season series from the Buccaneers. And Rex, I will start with you. What is the most important thing to say coming out of that night?
I never saw this coming. There's no way anybody saw it coming. It was, Bruce Arians is right. They got their butts kicked in every single phase of the game. Offense, defense, coaching, special teams, you name it. I never saw it. I guess I'm just shocked because I see all the weapons Tampa has. You're out of excuses. You just got destroyed. And I never realized the Saints were this good. I think that's the big thing coming out.
Well, RC, we were together on Friday, and we were talking about how the Saints have flown under the radar basically all season long, but this was their chance to make a statement. What statement did they make?
Well, we knew what this game was going to be, Greeny. We knew one of these teams had a championship defense. We knew that one of these plus 40-year-old quarterbacks had been balling all year and was playing at an MVP level. We knew that one team was getting its Pro Bowl wide receiver back and a former wide receiver that used to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers. We knew that team would win. We just didn't know that team would be the Saints, because that's who the Saints were. The Saints were perfect in every facet of the game. And I told you guys on Friday, the team that played championship defense would win this game. But this was the New Orleans Saints defense we had been waiting on. This was the New Orleans Saints defense that had many of us picking them to win the NFC, but they hadn't shown up. But last night, they were there, and they were there often, they were there early, and they were there in a physical way. And then Drew Brees' mastery of this offense, picking the zone defense of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers apart, and then adding the running game, adding Taysom Hill. If the New Orleans Saints play this way, if this is the team that shows up every week, you can plan a parade in the greatest place to throw a parade in America, and that's New Orleans. It might be socially distanced, but they will find a way to second line, eat gumbo, and drink daiquiri, because if this team plays like this, the New Orleans Saints get another Super Bowl.
Yes, so last night is about the Saints first and foremost. Period, new paragraph. What happened to Tampa last night? I know you had a lot of questions about the game plan.
That's the worst game plan I've seen in the NFL this year. And I've watched every snap of Jets football, so that's saying a lot. The worst game plan I have seen in the NFL this season. Go to the first play of the game. First play of the game, you got your rookie right tackle, Tristan Wirfs. You know what? Let's block one of the best defensive linemen in football, Cam Jordan, with them. That's a bad start. Don't ask your rookie tackle to start a primetime game like this, as well as he's been playing. And then their second, third down of the game, they quick snap the ball. They're not ready, trying to catch somebody off guard, and the ball comes out of Brady's hands. Their third snap of the game, they try to take a shot on first down. This is the image that I remember. Brady having to get helped up off the ground last night, because that's the difference of the game. The reality is this, guys. Brady is Tampa Bay's crown jewel. If you do not protect your crown jewel, you don't have a chance. You're not good enough as a coaching staff. When Brady was in New England, it was about diversity, different game plan every week, how to protect them, all that stuff. This week, it's line up, we're going to play the same game plan. We're going to play the same game plan. This is 2 weeks in a row, Bruce Arians. This is 2 weeks in a row, Byron Leftwich, where your game plan has stunk. It has to get better. Start to use different formations. Use some motion. Protect your quarterback better, because if you don't, you're not going to win what you should, and that's the Super Bowl.
It's a point well taken, Rex. We just saw them on national TV twice in 6 nights.
Right.
They could easily have lost that game to the Giants, and they got crushed last night. What do we say about the Bucks today?
Man, just obviously, I mean, this team is struggling. And when you sit back and really look at it, they don't belong in the conversation. They're not even in the same stratosphere with New Orleans. But we all forgave them after the Giant game.
Right.
We all said that, hey, they got a great defense. They got all this. But and we were right when we said it. It's just the wrong team showed up. The Saints were everything that we thought Tampa was.
Right.
And man, oh man, I mean, Tampa right now, where do you go back? Look, this team could have lost to the Chargers. They could have lost to another bad football team. Like, I'm sorry, but they do have Tom Brady. He's had some great moments, but he's had some bad ones too.
RC, when they've looked good, they've looked very good, but there have been so many occasions where they've, nothing like last night, but there have been a lot of occasions this year where they've looked much less than good. What's your assessment of Tampa today?
My assessment of them is they're still a team trying to find themselves. They're a team that's still picking up new players. And I think the other part that's starting to worry me is every time the Tampa Bay Buccaneers play bad, we crush Bruce Arians and we crush the coaching staff. And coaching staffs are very important. Coaching staffs get the teams ready to play, but you still have to execute. But every time they play well, oh, look at the Tom Brady effect. Look at the way that they rebounded after the Chicago Bears game and were able to go penalty free. That's what Tom Brady does. Oh, look at the way that Tom Brady can do this. Bill Belichick is missing Tom Brady. At some point, when number 12 plays bad, we're going to have to say, you know what? Number 12 played bad. When some point when he doesn't have a day or when his leadership can't overcome bad coaching or bad play calling, we have to say that number 12 had a bad day. And yesterday, the best leader, the best quarterback was Drew Brees. And we saw some of those things against the New York Giants. The offense wasn't clicking. He wasn't necessarily playing very well. The 3 times this year that Tom Brady has been hit, as Dan said, the crown jewel, when the crown jewel has been cracked, when the crown jewel has been touched or roughed up a little bit, this team doesn't look the same. It's about protecting Tom Brady, but it's about Tom Brady showing the mental toughness that even on days it's not going right for me, bringing me here was the right decision because I can overcome adversity. Tom hasn't shown that yet in Tampa, so we'll see what happens next week and down the line because this team will see the Saints again if they're good enough, and they cannot play the way that they played these first 2 games.
Quickly, Dan, we've talked about the coaching, the game plan. How much of this was on 12 last night?
Oh, I don't put a lot of this on Tom Brady last night. He was outplayed by Drew Brees. There's no question about that. But when you look at that game plan, this was a game plan that was stale. This was a game plan that did nothing to take advantage of a poor New Orleans secondary. This was a game plan that did nothing to protect against not having Ali Marpet. You're one of your best offensive linemen in Tampa Bay. So I'm with RC. Like, I agree that Tom didn't play well, but I'm not sitting here going every time that they don't play well, it's nothing to do with Tom and all coaching, and every time they win, it's always Tom. This was a big deal last night was on coaching. There was nothing done well with their plan.
Okay, and so that's where it begins, with the end on Sunday and an enormous statement win for the Saints. Next up, the only unbeaten team in the National Football League, the Steelers, taking on the terrible Cowboys. This was going to be an opportunity for Pittsburgh to roll.